This is a mysterious high school floating in the clouds. It's got a super cool name, Sky High. It's built specifically to train future superheroes born with powers. The students here all have all kinds of superpowers. Our main guy, Will Stronghold, comes from a top-tier hero family. His dad, Steve, has insane super strength. His mom, Josie, can fly at crazy speeds. In everyday life, they just look like ordinary real estate agents. But the second trouble hits, they spring into action and protect the whole city. Even though Will's parents are super powerful, he still hasn't developed any powers by the time he starts high school. He hasn't told his parents this secret. Instead, he tries to get strong enough just by lifting weights. Today's the first day of school. Will's dad comes to his room, really happy that Will is now his fellow alumnus. He hopes Will can one day become a superhero who saves the world, just like him. After saying that, he casually tosses a weight plate to Will, but he never expected Will would get crushed flat to the floor by it. Just then, Will's best friend Layla opens the door and comes looking for him. She has the power to control plants. The two of them have been super close friends since they were kids. Will heads downstairs to catch up with Layla. Right then, his dad gets an alert, so he and his mom suit up and head into battle. His dad obliterates a robot with a single punch and brings the glowing eye piece home as a trophy. They have no idea that a tiny hidden camera is inside that piece. The villain Royal Pain and her sidekick Stitches are watching their every move. The flying school bus arrives. The driver, Ron Wilson, knows Will is the son of a legendary hero, so he gives him special treatment and even hands him a personal business card. The bus spreads its wings and takes off. Ron explains that the school uses anti-gravity to float in the sky, constantly shifting its location to ensure absolute safety. After arriving at the school, a group of energetic girls dance to welcome them. Upperclassmen show off their new powers, giving the freshmen a real eye-opening show. But not all these kids are nice. Two bullies openly extort the new students. Luckily, student body president Gwen, sweet and gorgeous, steps in and stops them. She sends the bullies packing, and Will is instantly smitten. Next, they gather in the school auditorium. Principal Powers announces the placement test, run by Coach Boomer. Those with outstanding powers go into the hero class, and the rest get dumped into sidekick class. One by one, the kids demonstrate their powers. Will's buddy Jack can only make himself glow in the dark, so the coach blasts him straight into sidekick class with a sonic boom. Ethan, who can turn into a liquid, and Magenta, who can only shapeshift into a guinea pig, both get tossed into sidekick class too. When it's Layla's turn, she refuses to demonstrate. Right in front of everyone, she questions why they have to label people as heroes or sidekicks based on their powers. She talks back to the coach, so she gets forced into sidekick class just the same. Then Coach Boomer points right at Will and drops a very unfortunate bombshell. He has to take his power test alone. At lunch, Will notices a guy staring him down with pure hostility. Layla tells him that guy is Warren Peace. His dad was a supervillain, arrested by Will's own father Steve and sentenced to life in prison. Will doesn't say anything, but he knows the guy standing in front of him is insanely dangerous. After eating, Will runs into Gwen, the student body president he met earlier, in the hallway. They say hi, and the vibe is really nice. Test time arrives. Will gets called up on stage and has to come clean. He has absolutely no powers. But the coach doesn't believe him. He hits him with a car, then drops him from way up high. Will plummets straight down onto a mat. The coach is disappointed and throws him into sidekick class. The school nurse scans him and confirms he's physically healthy. She explains that inherited powers can manifest at unpredictable times. There's a tiny chance that a kid of two powerful parents may never get any powers. The only other person at school in the same boat is Ron, the bus driver. Will sinks into despair. That night, back home, he was about to come clean, but his dad drags him to the family sanctum. It's packed with trophies, including that robot eye from earlier today. The father and son have no clue the villain is spying on them through it. Steve solemnly entrusts the family sanctum to Will. Will figures it's not the right moment, so once again he says nothing about it. Later, Will goes up to the rooftop alone to clear his head. Layla comes to comfort him and tells him that the heart of a hero was never about superpowers. It's about having a good heart and the guts to help others. In sidekick class, Mr. Boy tells everyone about the responsibilities and value of being a sidekick hero. Will is surprised to learn that he once fought side by side with his dad. Some kind of incident happens in class, and then it's straight into training. By the time school's out, Will and his friends are talking about everything that's going on. No one expected that Will's dad, Steve, would show up right then. He checks out the kid's superpowers. While cooking, he starts asking Will why he's hanging out with sidekick class kids. Will then tells his dad the truth.
I washed out of power placement.
After hearing the truth, Steve is extremely disappointed. He comes up with an idea, have Will try saving the world like a superhero, so maybe he'll fall in love with that feeling. But his wife has a different take. They get into a huge argument over it, but eventually reach an agreement. In a blink, it's the next school day. Lash and Speed are messing with the bus driver Ron. Will stands up to them, and the bullies back off for the moment. At lunch, those two bullies deliberately trip Will. His lunch tray spills all over Warren's table. Warren goes berserk, flames bursting out, and hurls one fireball after another, even attacking Will's friends. To protect his friends, Will's latent powers finally erupt. He punches Warren across the room and then puts out the fire with an extinguisher. The principal rushes over and locks them both in a power-suppressing detention room. She warns them that how strong your powers are doesn't matter. Your choice between good and evil is what defines your life. Will tries to make peace, but Warren flat out refuses. Will didn't let Warren's words get to him. He told his parents the news: his powers had finally awakened. Hearing that, his dad Steve took Will to the secret base and gave him a huge hug. Steve was absolutely thrilled that Will's powers had kicked in, and he even had a celebration gift ready for him. What none of them knew was that everything happening here was being watched crystal clear by that mechanical eye tucked in the corner. Word of Will's awakening spread through the entire school, and he got bumped up to the hero class. His friends were bummed to see him go, but they were still genuinely happy for him and told him to make the most of it. In hero class practical training, a professor named Medulla had the students pair up to build a heat ray device. Will got partnered with his crush, Gwen. Will had absolutely no clue what to do, but Gwen right next to him used her technopathy to finish the device in just seconds. She even offered to tutor him after class.
I could be like your private tutor.
Cool.
Which made Will light up. With his new status, he slowly started drifting apart from his old friends. Layla brought her sidekick class buddies to sit together for lunch, but Penny's clones hijacked their table, so they had to walk away looking defeated. Will, feeling crazy guilty, went to apologize to Layla.
But you hate Chinese food.
You don't?
Paper lantern, 8 o'clock.
She graciously forgave him and jokingly punished him with a solo dinner date that night, and Will instantly said yes. But right then, drama flared up on campus again. Lash and Speed started bullying Ethan and Jack all over again. Will saw it and stepped in to put a stop to it. They challenged him to settle it once and for all in a hostage rescue simulation showdown, and Will's friend accepted the challenge on his behalf. Even though Will was reluctant, he grudgingly agreed, and of all people, his partner turned out to be Warren, the guy he absolutely could not stand. The challenge was timed at 3 minutes, and the two of them had to save simulated citizens. Speed blitzed in at super speed to block Will, but Will shattered the ground with one punch, and the shockwave tied up Lash's stretchy body. On the other side, Speed circled Warren at high velocity, creating a no-oxygen zone to snuff out his flames. With 20 seconds left, Will quit messing around, launched Speed through the air, plowed over Lash, and hurled Warren up toward a high-altitude trap. Warren unleashed his flames full force and destroyed the device, and the two of them saved the citizens at the very last second, pulling off an against-all-odds victory. Everyone was hyped for Will's win, but even after fighting side by side and winning, Warren still coldly shut down Will's attempt to bury the hatchet. After the match, Gwen showed up at Will's place to do homework with him. The moment she appeared, her sweet, well-behaved vibe totally won over Will's parents. They all had a lovely dinner together. At the table, she casually invited the couple to be the special guests of honor at the homecoming dance. The couple happily agreed, genuinely glad their son had found a friend like her. Will was so wrapped up in this new flirtation that he completely forgot about his dinner plans with Layla. Layla waited at the restaurant for a long time, but Will never showed, and she felt absolutely crushed. She never expected to run into Will there, working a part-time job. She brought up him standing her up, and the mood only got heavier. By now, Warren had figured out that Layla had deep feelings for Will, but Layla wouldn't admit it. But her heart couldn't hide from Warren. Under his relentless questioning, Layla finally confessed. She even told Warren she was planning to ask Will to the dance. Warren listened, said something really profound,
Spoken. This is the quickest route to a heavy heart.
and then just turned and walked away. On the other side, Gwen sat with Will's family, flipping through a book full of villains. In it was a girl who looked exactly like Gwen. Her name was Sue Tenney. Gwen's expression flickered when she saw it, but Will's family didn't notice anything off. That night, Will walked Gwen home. As they said goodbye, Gwen brought up the dance date.
I'm just waiting for the right guy.
You, Will.
Me?
And Will said yes right on the spot. The next day, Layla went to find Will. She forgave him for standing her up. Then she gathered all her courage and asked if he would go to the dance with her. But Will already had a date with Gwen. Hearing that, Layla was heartbroken, but she wouldn't show it. She just got angry and blurted out that she had already said yes to Warren. Will was shocked by the news. There had always been bad blood between him and Warren. How could Layla, his once best friend, pick Warren as her date? Layla simply said that on the night he stood her up, she and Warren had become friends. Then she went to Warren and formally asked him to the dance. Warren wasn't really into dances, but when he found out Layla was doing it to make Will jealous, he gladly accepted. Will and Gwen got even closer. Then Gwen suggested throwing a party at Will's house. Will's parents were out on a mission, and even though Will was reluctant, he eventually gave in and agreed.
If it's only a few people.
On the night of the party, Will's house flooded with people. Gwen pulled him into the secret sanctum, and they started kissing. Just then, Layla showed up. Gwen sent Will away and said some really harsh things to Layla.
He threw a party and didn't invite you. You're just embarrassing him. You're just embarrassing yourself.
Okay, I understand.
Layla left for good. In this relationship, she kept forgiving Will over and over, only to get hurt over and over. She walked out of his house and swore she'd never have anything to do with him again. Will didn't know what Gwen had said to her, so he confronted Gwen. Gwen told him his old friends were nobodies and that he should cut them off completely. But this time, Will flat out refused her.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone out!
Right
Party's
then,
over!
Will's parents finally came home. They broke up the party and sent everyone packing. Will went to the restaurant where he and Layla were supposed to meet, tried to reach her, but got no response. That's when Warren, working his part-time job, walked over and voluntarily told him the truth. The homecoming dance went on as planned, and Will had already decided not to go. But back at home, he stumbled across an old yearbook. He found a photo of Sue Tenney holding a pacifier device. That same device had disappeared after Gwen visited the basement. All the pieces clicked together. Gwen was Royal Pain, hiding in plain sight all these years. He immediately called the bus driver, Ron, for help. By now, the homecoming dance was in full swing. Gwen warmly welcomed Will's parents. Then, at the peak of the energy, she revealed her identity in front of everyone. She was the hidden villain. Her sidekick handed her the repaired pacifier device. Gwen activated it, turning Steve and Josie into children right then and there. Every student and teacher in the room shrank into kids too. Lash, Speed, and Penny locked down the exits, blocking all escape. In the critical moment, Layla led the sidekick class students to escape through the roof vents. Ron flew the school bus to pick up Will. Once they regrouped, Will shouted, "Heroes and sidekicks aren't defined by labels, everyone fights together!" Facing Layla, who was still mad at him, he made the first move and kissed her to mend things. The villains chased after them. Ethan liquefied and took down Lash and Speed. Layla trapped Penny's clones with a storm of vines. But before Penny went down, she dropped a lethal threat. Gwen had already shut down the school's anti-gravity system. The whole school was about to crash. To reboot the system, they needed the principal's authorization, but the principal had been turned into a kid. The group had Magenta, who could turn into a guinea pig, shrink down and sneak into the control room to fix it. Meanwhile, Gwen held the baby-sized Steve and spilled her obsession. She was originally Sue Tenney from the sidekick class, belittled and ostracized by the whole school because of her status. When the device shattered, she accidentally turned back into a child and was taken in by Stitches. Now she was back to destroy the school and get revenge on everyone. Will tried to reason with her, but it was useless. They fought. Warren briefly distracted Will, and Gwen sucker punched him, blasting him out of the building. As he plummeted, Will finally awakened his full flight ability. He shot back up and rammed into Gwen. Gwen pretended to be unconscious, then caught Will off guard and completely shut down the anti-gravity system. The school went into a nosedive. At the very last second, Will caught the entire falling school with all his strength. Magenta, inside the control room, successfully cut the wires and rebooted the anti-gravity system. Sky High rose smoothly back into the clouds. The sidekick kids had the situation under control, but they were worried about how to turn everyone back to normal. Luckily, the professor came through just in time with a solution. They reverse-engineered the pacifier device and successfully restored everyone at the school and Will's parents back to normal. With the crisis over, Steve and Josie awarded trophies to every kid who stepped up. The school restarted the dance. Will soared into the air and flew straight to Layla, kissing her in front of everyone. Gwen and her crew were thrown into the detention room, their revenge completely crushed. A true hero is never defined by talent or labels. A heart for justice, courage, kindness, and staying true to yourself, that's what makes the brightest hero. So, what do you think of this superhero high school movie? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit like, follow, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.